Welcome to the universe. It's a hardware startup that's been burning venture capital for 13.8 billion years. The CEO is a mystery. The board of directors is silent. And the business plan is expand until you freeze. It runs on an operating system called physics. It's open source, mathematically perfect, and absolutely hates you. Try to fly. Gravity says no. Try to walk through a wall. Atomic structure says denied. But we aren't talking about the back end today. We're talking about the software running on one specific overheating server blade called Earth. That software is Life Inc. It is a chaotic, procedurally generated mess of code written by a billion different developers who refuse to read the documentation. The graphics are amazing, but the gameplay loop is brutal. Spawn, eat, panic, reproduce, delete. If you are listening to this, congratulations, you are the current stable build. But don't get arrogant. You are running on legacy code that dates back to a warm puddle of slime. Let's open the changelog from hell and see how many times this project almost got canceled. For the first 3 billion years, the devs were lazy. The map was just water. The characters were just dots. This was the spaghetti code era. Single-celled organisms floating in an infinite loop. No AI, no pathfinding, just if touch food, then eat. The servers were stable because nobody was doing anything. It was the most boring screensaver in history. Until one intern pushed an experimental update called photosynthesis. Feature list: converts sunlight into sugar. Cool, right? Bug report: it produces a toxic waste product called oxygen. The devs forgot to sandbox this. The oxygen level spiked and it literally rusted the planet. This was the Great Oxygenation Event. 99% of all life blue-screened instantly. The only survivors were the hackers. One cell swallowed another cell but didn't digest it. It said, hey, you process the oxygen, I'll drive the bus. That's the mitochondria. It's not biology, it's a stolen battery pack. Suddenly, cells had energy. They formed unions. Multicellular life was born. 540 million years ago, the devs finally upgraded the GPU, the Cambrian explosion. Overnight, the game went from idle clicker to Call of Duty. New features added: eyes, legs, and the most controversial update, teeth. Before this, you just floated. Now something could actively hunt you. This was the introduction of PvP, player versus player. Anomalocaris enters the chat, a giant shrimp with face tentacles. It was a griefer build. To survive, the prey had to exploit the physics engine. Trilobites developed armor plating, high defense stats, low mobility. Opabinia developed whatever this is, 5 eyes and a vacuum nozzle? The procedural generation was clearly drunk. It was an arms race. Better eyes meant better camouflage. Better jaws meant harder shells. The code was getting bloated. The ocean was laggy, chaotic, and full of murder. The servers were hitting maximum capacity. It was time for a server migration. The Land DLC was released 400 million years ago. It was a buggy mess. The gravity is 10x heavier than water and there's no liquid cooling system for your skin. Plants migrated first. They were the texture pack. They turned the gray rock into green assets. Then the insects ported over. But the oxygen levels were so high, the scaling broke. Dragonflies the size of eagles, millipedes the length of a car. A nightmare for anyone with bug phobia. Finally, our ancestor, the Tiktaalik, decided to crawl out of the ocean. Look at him. Pathetic. He's struggling to breathe, he can't walk, he's dragging himself through the mud. Why leave the ocean? Because the ocean was full of sharks and the land was free real estate. He didn't have lungs yet, he had beta test air bladders. He didn't have legs, he had stiff fins. It was a terrible build. But he had one advantage: no competition. He was the first user in a new lobby, so he claimed the whole map. Once the land patch stabilized, the devs released the reptile update. They laid eggs with hard shells. This was portable life support. No more needing water to spawn. Then came the Permian extinction. A total server wipe. 95% of users banned. But from the ashes rose the dinosaurs. This was the max specs era. The devs stopped caring about efficiency. They just wanted size. Sauropods, 100 tons. Eating machines. They were basically walking lag spikes. T-Rex, the ultimate DPS build. maxed out jaw strength, but they ran out of skill points for the arms. It was cool, but it was unsustainable. The resource drain was too high. So, 66 million years ago, the universe decided to balance the meta. They sent a hotfix, a 10-kilometer wide asteroid. The patch notes just said, "Remove dinosaurs." Reason? Too loud. Impact: fire. Darkness. The big servers crashed. Only the small, low-power users could stay online. While the T-Rex was burning, the mammals were hiding in the source code. We were rats. Furry, nervous, nocturnal rats. We had a new feature: warm blood. It uses a ton of energy, but it keeps the system running in the cold. With the dinosaurs gone, the map was empty. Mammals started claiming the loot boxes. Some went back to the water. Whales, they literally uninstalled the legs update. Some grew wings. Bats. A buggy physics glitch, but it worked. Then a group of monkeys unlocked the intelligence skill tree. This is a risky build. Brains are expensive. They consume 20% of your total power. Usually nature prefers claws or speed. Thinking is slow. But we unlocked a combo move: opposable thumbs and anxiety. We could pick things up, and we were terrified of dying. This led to tool use. We stopped playing the game and started modding the assets. The human build. It's physically trash. No fur, no claws. Our babies are useless for 10 years. But we developed language, a peer-to-peer data transfer protocol. One human learns to make fire, he uploads the knowledge to the rest of the server. Fire was admin access level 1. We could digest food externally. Then came the agriculture update. Instead of hunting for loot boxes, we built loot factories. We optimized the food supply chain. Population skyrocketed. We built cities, massive server clusters for hairless apes. Then the Industrial Revolution. We started digging up the old dinosaur files, fossil fuels, and burning them. We overclocked the planet. We removed the level cap. We cured diseases. We flew to the moon just to see if we could. We have effectively jailbroken the simulation. Natural selection is disabled. If it's cold, we don't evolve fur. We buy a jacket. If we have bad eyes, we don't die. We put glass on our faces. We are running cheats.exe, and the anti-cheat system, nature, is starting to get angry. So, what is the current state of Life Inc? The servers are overheating, the cooling fans are failing, the user base is arguing in the comment section about everything. We are currently training our replacement, artificial intelligence. Maybe biological life was just the bootloader for the digital gods. Or maybe we will migrate servers again, the Mars expansion pack. A desolate, red sandbox with no air and high lag. Sounds fun? Or maybe the devs will just pull the plug and start version 2.0. But look at how far we've come. From a single pixel in the ocean to a spacefaring anxiety ape. You are a glorious glitchy mess of 4 billion years of spaghetti code. You are the product of endless crashes, hotfixes, and desperate patches. So try not to crash the system before the next autosave. The developers are watching, and they have a finger on the delete key. Thanks for playing Life Inc.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. And leave a comment. It really supports the channel. Thanks for watching.